Hello, hockey fans. It's Raid Pirate 52 here, and I thought I would show you guys my predictions for the 2016 NHL Playoffs Bracket Challenge that's available on NHL.com. Just sign up an account, it's free. And so this is 2016 playoffs, 16 teams. Unfortunately, the Bruins are not in it again. But my other team, the Tampa Bay Lightning, are in it. And let's see how far I think they will go. And so let's dig in right to their playoff matchup with Detroit, second year in a row. First round last year went 7 games, a very frustrating yet very entertaining series. Of course, the Lightning won Game 7 2-0. That was a very edge on my seat game, where the second goal was actually an empty netter. But enough of the past. Let's get to this year. The Lightning beat Detroit both times in Amalie Arena, and Detroit won both. Or was it 2 times or 3 times? I don't remember. But anyway, it was whoever was home. They won the game. Not really in a surprise right there. I kind of messed up in the taking the screenshot there. So I already have it at 4 games. I can tell this gets a lot of dislikes already. Detroit not playing so well. Everyone's telling me, oh well, the Lightning are really injured right now, but none of those injuries are Ben Bishop, so I'm going with the Lightning. I don't think that Detroit really has that competitive edge this year. But funny enough, though, Detroit really can become scary really quick. But I don't think this year, though. I think they're lucky to be in it. The other thing is, Pavel Datsyuk has announced retirement for when this season ends. So good news for him. It's going to be 4 games. I think it's going to end in Detroit, though. I think it will end in Detroit. So either 4 or 6, and I'm again benefit of why not? Just why not? Why not put Lightning 4 games? I'm picking Lightning 4 games. Their injuries do not concern me. They have Ben Bishop still. If he's not injured, I'm picking them anyway. So moving on, Florida and the Islanders. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am looking forward to this series. The Islanders haven't won a playoff series since I think 93, and the Panthers haven't since they had that Stanley Cup run in 96 where they lost. So this is going to be a team who's going to enter the second round for the first time in 20 years or even more. So I think this will be exciting. I have this game going 7, the full length. They played fairly close with each other throughout the season. The Islanders had a very good surge at the end of the year. Florida's been consistent for the last couple of months, so I think this will go 7. But I think the Islanders will push ahead, and I think they will win this series. But I think this can be a really good matchup. I'm really looking forward to this one. But I have Islanders in 7. Luongo, not much of a playoff goalie. He has lots of mistakes. Halak or Grease has been pretty good. I'm not sure if I pronounced his name right, but yeah. So he's been playing really well lately. So I have Islanders in 7. All right, what's the next one? Pittsburgh, right? Pittsburgh and the Rangers. All right, and the next one is the Penguins and Rangers. They met last year as well. That one went 5 games, and the Rangers won it in 5. I'm picking the Penguins this year. I think they've had the right kind of strong finish. They've been scoring a lot. Looking at the season series, these guys actually didn't meet until February, so that was kind of surprising to look up. Rangers won the first one in February, which was when the Penguins looked not their best because I remember the Lightning game. That was like right there. So they didn't. That I know that's when they weren't looking so good, but then they turned it around and they've won. They beat the Penguins 3 times in March. I said Penguins beat the Rangers, right? Yeah, Penguins beat the Rangers 3 times in March. They definitely look better. They definitely look like the better team going in. So I think Pittsburgh in 6, and they will get revenge from last year, and they will move on to round 2. All right, so then Washington, Philadelphia. How many games do I have for that one? I think 5, right? Yeah, 5. So Philadelphia had a nice push at the end. I think they will. I do think they'll manage to get one, but historically speaking, usually too much of a push at the end usually falls flat. Lots of times, sometimes it doesn't, but usually it does. So Washington, I think they're too stacked. They sort of had sort of stumbled a bit, which could be a problem, but I don't think it's going to be a problem against Philadelphia. I do think a lot of Washington fans would have preferred Boston, but I think they're a safe bet to go into round 2, even if it takes longer than 5 games, or shorter than 5 games. I'm pretty sure Washington's going to go to the second round there. All right, so moving on to the Western Conference in the first round, we got Dallas and Minnesota. Of course, the Wild have less points than the Bruins, yet they're in anyway. So the NHL should probably take out the conferences and just put in the top 16 teams. Am I right, guys? Let's put in the good teams in the playoffs. Teams that are over in the positive of goal differential and not in the minuses like some team in Minnesota. But I don't know. Rules are rules. And anyway, Minnesota's in, and they're going to be out in 5 games. So yeah, they're going to lose to Dallas. I think Dallas is stacked. I think they're ready. They've been winning games in many forms. So yeah, Dallas, 5 games. I am not convinced that the Central Division is the best in hockey, which is what everyone says, but hey, I think Dallas will win this one. And then we move on to St. Louis and Chicago. Now, Chicago fans know me very well. But here's gonna throw you guys a treat here. I think you guys are gonna beat St. Louis. You always do. St. Louis never wins in the playoffs, and they still won't. They have great goaltending. St. Louis does. Don't worry, Blues fans. I'm not gonna completely trash you here. Yeah, they're a good team defensively. They got Tarasenko, who's very clutch, but they don't win in the playoffs, and I don't see why I should trust them. And the only times that they beat Chicago this year was either in shootout or 3-on-3 overtime, and that's not going to happen in the playoffs. So I got to give it to Chicago. I don't want to, but I have to. Chicago, they're going to win 7. So here's the bright side, St. Louis. You're gonna get more than 6 games. You're gonna lose in 7. Sorry, maybe next year, but you're facing Chicago and. All right, so Anaheim and Nashville, the series that no one is interested in. Let's see, what do I have? I'm gonna keep this quick. Yeah, I have Anaheim 4 games. I don't care. Moving on. No one's gonna watch it. All right, so LA and San Jose. I don't know about San Jose. There's their Beard story's nice. They got some great players, but LA is just so stacked. I just think they're better than San Jose in every single position. So give it to LA in 5. Okay, so now the bracket challenge does not give you the option to select games and this second round on. So whatever happens in the first round, I'll update, and say how much of a moron I am for all my wrong predictions. for whatever happens in the first round. So I'll own up to it for whatever I get wrong. So don't worry. I can smell the trash talk already. So yeah, so second round, Islanders and Tampa Bay. Of course, I'm going to choose Tampa Bay. Of course, I am. They're going to. They'll beat the Islanders. In their home games. They got 4 games at Amalie. There you go, 4 games. Like what? Like it can be 7 games. It can be 5 games. Whatever. They're gonna win all their games at home. Goodbye, Islanders. All right, so then there's Washington and Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has played Washington. Just give me one moment, sorry. I have it down here somewhere. All right, so the Penguins, pretty split series. Pittsburgh actually won the season series 3-2. It's regular season series, sorry. 3-2. Their last meeting was in 2009. That went 7, which the Penguins won. Okay, so I'm not. Again, there's nothing to predict, so I'm just gonna say who I think was gonna win. I think the Penguins are gonna beat Washington because the Washington does not know how to win round 2. They're gonna be gone in round 2 again. So I do have a couple of history repeating, but I just do again. Pittsburgh is just like they just came into this playoffs like really strong, so I'm giving us to Pittsburgh. All right, so the Dallas Stars in Chicago. A few weeks ago, I actually thought I would say Chicago will be in the Western Conference Finals no matter what. But Dallas has beaten Chicago very handily in many of their matchups, like crushed them at the United Center. Like I remember like 2 of the games that were there, and it was like it's already like 4-0 in like the first period. So I have to be honest, I changed my mind. I think if it really does, if Dallas really does beat Minnesota very quickly, and Chicago has to fight for 7 games against St. Louis, and they struggle to score goals and have questionable goaltending, I think Dallas will move on to the Western Conference Finals. And so yeah, that's my prediction. Like again, how many games I'll have to get back to that if that even becomes the matchup. But again, I picked Dallas. And so yeah, okay. So with Washington and Pittsburgh, and with what was the other one? LA and San Jose, I kind of had history repeating itself. But I think Anaheim will get their revenge on LA. So I think that one will be a flip of the script. I think Anaheim will beat LA. Anaheim had a really good turnaround season. They started bad, and then they just really became great. Like, what was their streak? I think it was 9 games, like 10 games, like I think like twice this season. They really deserved that Pacific title. Like they really fought strong, and they played well, and they won games, and they won games when it mattered, and that's the difference between being in the playoffs like Anaheim and not being in the playoffs like Boston. So congrats, Anaheim. All right, Eastern Conference Finals. Okay, so Tampa Bay, they've swept Pittsburgh in the regular season. They're better than Pittsburgh. They're going to go to the finals. Your back-to-back Eastern Conference champs, Tampa Bay. Like it or not, that's my prediction. Again, don't care. Don't know how many games I'll predict. Get back to that later. And, yeah, so Dallas, like, I gotta tell you, like, I can't believe I'm picking Dallas this far, but what I have for them is, like, they're set up so well to just get to the conference finals that I just don't trust them against anybody. Like, if Dallas gets to the conference finals, they're losing to anybody. They'll lose to LA, they'll lose to San Jose. It doesn't matter. Any of those teams, they'll lose. So I kind of automatically picked the winner from the Pacific. That happened to be Anaheim. So Anaheim, who was so close last year, is going to go through, and they're going to go to the final. Now, so Anaheim, Tampa Bay. Who do I have predicted to win the Stanley Cup? Don't act like you don't know. Tampa Bay. Your 2016 Stanley Cup champions, Tampa Bay Lightning. Second time in their franchise. Sorry. They are going to win the Cup. I predict it. You heard it here first. You can laugh all you want. You can hate all you want. You can rage all you want about all their injuries, about how much hockey they played, whatever you want. They have Ben Bishop. I believe in him. They just need to score from anybody. They're going to be the Stanley Cup champions, and you heard it here first. Write it in stone. Come back to it. Mock me all you want if Detroit wins round one, but there you have it. Tampa Bay Lightning, Stanley Cup champions. All right, so I would like to know what you guys think. Who do you have predicting winning? How many games do you have each of these round one series going? Let me know. That'd be interesting to talk about and read some other hockey fans' opinions. All right, and so that'll do it for this video, round one. Leave a like, subscribe if you want, come back later, and we'll update moving forward to round two. See how wrong I am. To be honest, I predict at least... okay, I'm talking about round one here. I predict at least 2 predictions here in round one to be wrong. At least 2. But could be more. And how many games predicted-wise, I really don't care. I literally just went 5 games, 6 games, whatever. All right, so anyway, see you in the next round. Bye.